Operation Midnight Hammer involved U.S. military aircraft jointly carrying out attacks on Iran's nuclear facilities at Fordow, Natanz, and Isfahan. Around night time, 7 B-2 Spirit bombers entered Iran from the direction of the Mediterranean Sea, passing over Israel and Iraq, and struck Iran's nuclear sites. After these attacks, the entire world was watching Iran's response. Across the Middle East, more than 24 U.S. bases are present, and there were concerns that Iran could target any of them. Then, after 2 days, it happened. Iran attacked the U.S. al-Udeid airbase in Qatar and al-Asad airbase in Iraq. However, this was not the first time American bases were attacked. Iran has previously targeted American bases and assets multiple times, and once even disabled an entire U.S. warship. Let's look at 4 incidents from the past when Iran openly inflicted serious damage on the United States. Welcome once again to Dark Reality Videos. On 3 January, at Baghdad Airport, the U.S. carried out a drone strike in which Qasem Soleimani was killed. He was not just a general of Iran but also the most trusted man of Supreme Leader Khamenei and a powerful figure in Middle Eastern geopolitics. His death created a wave of mourning across Iran, and Iran decided to take revenge. While many believed Iran would only make noise, Iran decided this time the response would be direct and through missiles. Iran openly warned the U.S., saying that America had killed their commander and would have to pay the price. al-Asad airbase in western Iraq is a very important U.S. base. Just days after the strike, at night, dozens of Fateh and Qayyam ballistic missiles appeared in the sky and rained down on the American base. This attack was so precise that the missiles targeted fuel depots, aircraft shelters, and command posts with pinpoint accuracy. Not a single missile missed. The U.S. had prior intelligence, and soldiers had moved into bunkers, but the base suffered heavy damage. Hangars, runways, and barracks were destroyed. Initially, the U.S. claimed there were no casualties, but later it was revealed that more than 100 American soldiers suffered traumatic brain injuries. Their nervous systems were affected, some lost vision temporarily, and others fainted. Iran's boldness was evident when it openly claimed responsibility for the attack and said it was only a warning, and that a bigger attack could follow. The U.S. initially tried to downplay the impact of the missile strikes. Donald Trump, who was the U.S. president at the time, repeatedly said, "All is well," to control the situation. However, satellite images, soldier videos, and before and after visuals exposed the reality. Iran stated that if it wanted, it could have targeted soldiers' barracks, but its aim was not to kill, but to send a message. The world was shocked to see Iran openly launch missiles at a U.S. base while the U.S. remained largely restrained. A year before this, another incident occurred when Iran gave a strong response to the U.S. During a calm night in June, an American drone entered Iranian airspace. Within seconds, Iran turned this advanced drone into fire. At that time, tensions between the U.S. and Iran were already high. Donald Trump was president and had imposed strict sanctions on Iran, banning other countries from buying Iranian oil, reducing its exports drastically. Iran responded indirectly by targeting oil tankers in the Persian Gulf through proxy actions. The U.S. decided to use a spy drone to monitor Iran's military movements. The U.S. Navy's RQ-4 Global Hawk drone entered Iran's coastal region. Its mission was to observe enemy activity and send real-time intelligence to U.S. command. It was flying at a very high altitude where normal air defense systems cannot operate. Iran used its missile system to lock onto the drone and fired. The U.S. did not expect Iran's system to work at that altitude. The missile hit the drone directly, lighting up the sky over the Persian Gulf. Iran claimed the drone had entered its territory, while the U.S. said it was in international airspace. Trump initially threatened airstrikes but later no strike occurred. Now moving back further in time. During the Iran-Iraq War, tensions in the Persian Gulf increased significantly. Iran was targeting Kuwaiti oil tankers, raising fears of a global oil crisis. The U.S. launched Operation Earnest Will, where U.S. Navy warships escorted and protected Kuwaiti tankers safely. Despite this, tensions remained. The U.S. allowed Kuwaiti tankers to be reflagged under the American flag and warned that any attack on them would be treated as an attack on the U.S. Iran tolerated this for some time, but eventually attacked. A reflagged tanker was hit by a missile that struck its bridge directly. Several crew members were injured, and the captain lost his eyesight. This was the first attack on a U.S.-flagged ship and challenged American dominance. In response, the U.S. destroyed Iranian oil platforms used for military purposes. Now, another major incident. Iran deployed naval mines in the Persian Gulf. These were placed underwater in a way that they would only detonate when large ships passed over them. A U.S. Navy-guided missile warship entered the area and struck one of these mines. The explosion caused severe damage, flooding the engine room and disabling the ship. A relatively cheap mine caused massive damage to a very expensive warship. After discovering a network of such mines, the U.S. retaliated by attacking Iranian platforms and naval assets. History shows that despite sanctions and pressure, Iran has never hesitated to respond to a superpower like the United States. What is your opinion on this? Let me know in the comments section. Hopefully, you will like and share this dark reality video. See you in the next video.